Weather on Channel 5, sponsored by Sterimar Breathe Easy Daily Nasal Spray.
It is exactly 6 o'clock. We've got some major breaking news to bring you now. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has announced she has cancer. The cancer was found after she underwent tests following the abdominal surgery she had back in January. Now, Kate is now undergoing preventative chemotherapy. She's in the early stages of treatment. We don't know what kind of cancer she has, and she has asked for her privacy to be respected for the sake of her young family. But she did say the news has come as a huge shock. Now we're going to play a personal video message now from Kate. This was recorded just a few days ago at Windsor on Wednesday. Let's take a listen to this.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment, but most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
That incredibly emotional, candid message from Catherine, Princess of Wales there. A message of hope at the end there as well. That was recorded on Wednesday at Windsor, and she has just revealed in the last few minutes that she has cancer. So our royal correspondent, Simon Vigar now joins us now from West Sussex. Simon, you're there because you were covering something else. This is obviously just broken in the last few minutes. Obviously incredibly emotional, that statement. Lots of news in there as well. But just tell us what more we know about the Princess.
Well, the palace is not revealing the sort of cancer the princess has. It says Her Royal Highness has a right to medical privacy, and sources are adamant that it was not known at the time of the surgery in January, the major abdominal surgery, that she had cancer. It was only tests which were carried out after the operation that revealed Catherine had cancer, and she's now undergoing, as she said there, preventative chemotherapy. She had to recover from the surgery first of all, and is now undergoing that chemotherapy. But they won't say the sort of cancer, Julian. She said in her message there it's been an incredibly tough couple of months. And the reason for the timing today, as I understand it, is because the schools have broken up. They wanted their children to explain it to them and for their children to be able to process the information. School has now broken up. Schools have broken up for Easter. And that's why the news has been published tonight, now that the children are away from school. They say that Catherine has a right to medical privacy. She has a right to privacy, a reasonable expectation of privacy in general, and they are asking the media, and the British media have not run the paparazzi pictures, any paparazzi shots, or to seek further information. What's not clear at this stage, Julian, is whether this is related to the data breach that we've been reporting, the alleged data breach at the private hospital in London, where the Princess and indeed the King were treated in January.
And Simon, Kensington Palace, I think you may have just said that, but they obviously said a few weeks ago it was non-cancerous. This has emerged since they gave that update, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're adamant that the surgery definitely wasn't to do with cancer, and at the time of the surgery it wasn't known that it was cancer. It's only post-operative tests which have revealed cancer was present, and that preventative chemotherapy is now underway. And so that's why they've released the news tonight. It's because that the schools have broken up, and they've been able to explain it to their children, and their children can process the information, and now the information has been published.
Simon, we'll come back to you very shortly. Our health correspondent, Catherine Jones, is in the studio now. Catherine, obviously a very significant announcement just a few weeks ago. It was obviously the King announcing this, although obviously not saying what type of cancer. Without, there is not that much information apart from that very candid statement just then. But I guess, she spoke about her own experience there. What sorts of things will she be going through at the moment?
Well, first of all, you mentioned the King there. I'm just so struck by what a mirror this is to what has happened to him. So he also went in for a benign prostate condition, underwent a procedure, and it was during that procedure that they discovered that he had a form of cancer that wasn't prostate cancer. And now the Princess of Wales, in a parallel situation, has also gone in for major abdominal surgery, something obviously clearly more serious than what the King went in for initially. But as part of the process of that, presumably they have removed some parts of organs from her abdomen and discovered cancer cells in them. And so again, we have this kind of belated news that she has cancer. In terms of what happens next, they've mentioned preventative chemotherapy. Now, chemotherapy comes in different forms. It's chemicals that are there to kill cancer cells. You can get given it to shrink a tumour before surgery, but the fact they've called this preventative chemotherapy would suggest that no, this is just to sweep up any cancer cells that they fear might be still in the body. So they're pretty sure, by the sound of it, that they've removed whatever was cancerous, and now this is a question of giving her chemotherapy to prevent any further disease. That can come in all kinds of forms. So you can have 4 cycles of monthly, which means you have to have three sets of treatment in 3 consecutive days, followed by 3 weeks off. You can have to go in once every 8 or 9 days for 8 cycles. I mean, it really is impossible to say what kind of duration she'll now be under treatment.
They said, Kensington Palace have said she started a course of preventative chemotherapy in late February. I mean, these timings, it's not clear now if they were saying about Easter she would come back and start doing engagements. It's not clear if that calendar is still set, but clearly it explains a lot, doesn't it? She would need several months after this sort of thing.
Well, exactly, and she'll be completely under the guidance of her doctors for a start. And the other thing, I mean, let me just remind you what chemotherapy does to you. I looked up the side effects on the NHS website. Feeling tired most of the time. Feeling and being sick, hair loss. It's interesting, obviously, that last weekend she appeared in public and looked very healthy and very fine. But hair loss, if it's to happen, it doesn't happen with every chemotherapy drug, tends to only happen after 2 to 4 weeks of treatment. Other things like increased risk of getting infections. So if you think about, shaking hands with the public, for example, is that something she'll want to do? Other conditions, that will make life very hard for her. And let's not forget, she's also recovering from major abdominal surgery. And my recollection, that Easter timing announcement was made quite early on after that surgery, and perhaps before she knew she had to do chemotherapy as well.
She said in that video about, taking time to explain everything. She said to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that is appropriate for them. you know, the royals, this whole thing, never complain or explain. She's explained everything, or pretty much everything today. And so many people, you know, watching around the world will empathise with that. They've gone through this and they will know, you know, how difficult it is to tell any family member, but particularly children, about something like this.
I mean, George is 10. Charlotte is 8. She'll be 9 in May. Louis is 5. And he'll be 6 in April. And so, yes, any parent who has had to go through this will know how hard it is to first process the news for yourself. I mean, she is only 42 herself, the princess, and then to communicate it to young children. So, for example, I was looking up the Macmillan guidelines, and they say the first conversation is just a starting point. It's not like telling an adult and then they process it. You know, the child could come back and say, can I catch it like a cold? Have I caused it? Is it because I've been naughty? I mean, these are the kind of things that you have to think about when you tell a child as a parent that you've got cancer. And so, yes, they will have obviously wanted to be very careful about that process.
Mention is made, Kathy, of those children by Rishi Sunak. He's just issued a statement. He says, my thoughts are with the Princess of Wales, the Prince of Wales, the royal family, and in particular her 3 children at this difficult time. That the Princess of Wales has the love and support of the whole country as she continues her recovery. He says, he goes on, she has shown tremendous bravery with her statement today that we just saw. In recent weeks, she has been subjected to intense scrutiny and has been unfairly treated by certain sections of the media around the world and on social media. When it comes to matters of health, like everyone else, he says, she must be afforded the privacy to focus on her treatment and be with her loving family. I know I speak for the whole country, he says, in wishing her a full and speedy recovery and look forward to seeing her back in action when she is ready. The words there from Rishi Sunak in the last few minutes. Let us go to Buckingham Palace and join Natalia Horkera. Obviously an incredibly challenging year for the royal family. Natalia, you know, there was hope, wasn't there, in that message just now, but obviously this is bad news on the face of it, but hopeful at the same time. Just an awful few months for them.
Yeah, it's been a terrible year for the royal family so far. Of course, we had the King's cancer diagnosis on February the 6th, where he announced that he was undergoing cancer treatment. Now, we don't know what type of cancer he has, nor what stage it is in, nor do we know the same with Kate. But of course, Kate went in for planned abdominal surgery back in January, mid-January. She was in hospital for 13 days, and when she was discharged from hospital, it was announced that she was making good progress. But since then, we really have had radio silence from the palace regarding Kate's condition. Now, of course, there was a lot of noise and speculation around her condition, and the palace did actually come out to kind of quash those rumours and conspiracy theories. Of course, we do now know that is because Kate had a cancer diagnosis, and as you can imagine, anyone receiving this type of news needs time to process it privately. And of course, they have 3 young children, and they wanted to let them know the news sensitively. Now, we do know that she has already begun her preventative cancer treatment in the form of chemotherapy. Now, that started in February. Now, we can kind of guess that this was around the time that the Prince of Wales pulled out from a ceremony to honour his godfather, King Constantine of Greece. At the time, he said that it was due to personal reasons. Now, it is hoped that any speculation around Kate's condition will now stop so that she can have time to fully recover in private with her family.
Natalia at Buckingham Palace for now. Thank you. Now, a reminder of the breaking news this evening. We're staying on air to tell you that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has announced she has cancer. The cancer was found after she underwent tests following the abdominal surgery she had in January. Kate is now undergoing preventative chemotherapy, and she's in the early stages of treatment. We don't know what kind of cancer she has, and she has asked for her privacy to be respected for the sake of her young family. But she did say the news has come as a huge shock. We're going to play that personal video message again from Kate. It was recorded on Wednesday at Windsor. Let's take another listen.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
That incredibly emotional statement released by the Princess of Wales just 15 minutes ago. Our royal correspondent Simon Viger joins us now from West Sussex. Simon, obviously we've got the statement from Charles about something similar just a few weeks ago that was very candid. We have never seen a member of the royal family speaking so sort of emotively like we've just seen. And, you know, the Queen used to say, I have to be seen to be believed. Kate is saying it for herself tonight, isn't she? And, you know, it's incredibly emotional, isn't it, to watch that?
That's right. Kensington Palace says they've released the video statement and indeed all of the information because they want accurate, sensible and sensitive reporting. And of course, over the last few weeks, as we've been reporting on social media and the internet, there has been a great deal of speculation. I mean, stories about Kate vanishing or Kate missing. Well, she hasn't vanished. She hasn't been missing. She's been recovering from the abdominal surgery at home in Windsor. And we now know, after that surgery, and only after that surgery, post-operative tests showed that there was cancer there, and she's now undergoing preventative chemotherapy. She says in her message, we just heard her say, I'm going to be okay. Of course, that is what everybody is hoping for. That is what she is reassuring her family. The reason the news has come out tonight is because schools have broken up and they wanted to give their own children time to process the information and then be away from school. And as I understand it, that's why the news has come out tonight. The message we've just seen was filmed at their home in Windsor on Wednesday. And we have been told that Catherine will return to public duties sometime after Easter. Well, there is no plan at the moment at all for them to be at church at Easter, which would be a normal annual royal photo call. We can not expect to see that, and of course it's going to be some time before she returns to engagements. But as and when Prince William will be carrying out engagements, as are other members of the royal family.
So Simon, I mean, now it turns out all the furore over that photo 2 weekends ago, she was going through this, we can now deduce, because, you know, we're told she's known since late February, so she was having to, you know, battle this and deal with all the inquiries about this photo, both at the same time. I mean, it seems incredibly poignant now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the cancellation, as Natalia was saying, the cancellation of Prince William giving the reading at the memorial service for his godfather at Windsor, that last-minute cancellation now becomes clear. The Mother's Day photograph, with the best of intentions, with, we were told, minor digital adjustments. She was trying to give out a reassuring image then, but all of this going on behind the scenes in a really unprecedented few weeks for the royal family. There is information they are not telling us tonight, and that, they say, is because she has every right, as we all do, to medical privacy. They are not saying what the sort of cancer is, only that she is undergoing preventative chemotherapy. And in terms of the paparazzi pictures and seeking information, this is potentially linked to the alleged data breach at the hospital that we've been reporting. They are asking the media not to publish those paparazzi images. The British media has not published those images, or to seek further information, because she has a reasonable expectation to privacy after giving out all of this information tonight.
Simon, thank you for the clarity on that. Natalia Horkaria joins us now from Buckingham Palace. An incredibly challenging year, as we've been saying, for the royal family there, Natalia.
It really hasn't been an easy family for the royal family, and a year even, and it's only March. We had the King's cancer diagnosis back on February the 6th, where he revealed that he was undergoing treatment for cancer. We don't know what stage of cancer, we don't know what type of cancer. But then prior to that, in mid-January, Kate went in for planned abdominal surgery. She was in hospital for 13 days, and then when she was discharged from hospital, we found out that she was making good progress and was recovering well. But of course, we then had radio silence from the palace regarding the condition of Kate. Now, the kind of media swirl and information that was going around, there was a lot of disinformation that we saw online that then prompted the palace to address these conspiracy rumours. But of course, we do know now that it is because Kate had been diagnosed with cancer. And of course, anyone going through that type of shocking information wanted time to kind of process it on their own with their family. And of course, she has 3 young children that she had to think about. Now, of course, we know from what they revealed earlier that she is undergoing preventative chemotherapy. Now, that began in February. We think this is roughly at the same time that the Prince of Wales had dropped out of his godfather, King Constantine's ceremony. At the time, he said it was due to personal reasons. Now, it is hoped that at this stage that there will be no more speculation around Kate's condition, so that she can recover in private with her and her family.
Natalia, thank you for that. A reminder then of the breaking news this evening. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has announced that she has cancer. The cancer was found after she underwent tests following that abdominal surgery that she had in January. Kate is now undergoing preventative chemotherapy, and she's in the early stages of treatment. We don't know what kind of cancer she has, and she has asked, obviously, for her privacy to be respected for the sake of her young family. But she did say the news has come as a huge shock. Let's just see that personal video message from Kate again, recorded just a few days ago, and that was released just 20 minutes or so ago.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
Such a hopeful and brave message at the end there. Simon Vigar joins us. Simon, what stands out for you from that message we've just heard?
Well, as you've said, Julian, it was very personal and emotional, clearly, and she speaks about it being an incredibly tough couple of months, which is somewhat of an understatement. She speaks about the strength of her family, and she says the phrase that really leaps out to me, I am going to be okay. And clearly, millions of people, as with the King, millions of people around the UK and the world will hope that that is the case, but it really is an unprecedented period of royal history, this, with two of the senior members of the royal family undergoing treatment for cancer, both in the same hospital in January at the same time. But Catherine tonight asking for privacy for her family and with a message, I am going to be okay.
Simon, thank you for all of that this evening, and thank you for staying with us this evening for our extended programme. We've been on air longer than normal to react to that breaking news that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has announced that she's undergoing treatment for cancer. Now, Kate's cancer was found during tests following her abdominal surgery. The Princess has thanked everyone for the messages of support and understanding that she's received while she's been recovering. The NHS have just said, actually, the Chief Executive said it's speaking out is really brave and could help other people in a similar situation. Now, Kate has said she's getting stronger every day, that her husband William has been a great source of comfort. She also said she was thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. A really emotive message we've seen this evening, wasn't it? Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have updates throughout the evening here on Channel 5. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.